Good morning, YouTube. Happy Wednesday. Today, I want to talk to you about your identity. Right now, I am identifying with a sleepy July who's up early, even though I do typically get up earlier than this, but I'm not like talking and around people. So, even on Sundays, it's usually an hour and a half later when I go live. So yeah, I probably sound even extra soft or quiet or whatever you want to call it. So poking myself in the eyes for a little eyeliner, like it's super early. But I'm here because I have such a connection to all you guys. I have pretty much pulled away from my other um, social media platforms for a while. Hey, Elaine, good morning. And I pulled away from the other social media platforms for a little while because I want to center myself and I want to be completely ready for my the healing workshops that start on January 3rd. So, yeah, but I wanted to, as I receive information, I put it in my, like notes for the things that I know I want to discuss whenever I want to talk to you guys, and especially even more so for the healing workshops. But I also noticed too that if you hold on to information for too long, it starts to get a little stale. When you receive downloads and when your intuition kicks in about something, it's to be used like that. When you don't use it, it's just like food, it gets stale. So it's important to go ahead and put it to use. So, our identities, who we identify as, actually affects the way we, how we act, how we perform, how we show up in our lives, even just in the mirror. How do you show up in the mirror? Do you show up as little Johnny's mom? Do you show up as an employee at your job, whatever that position is? Which role do you see yourself as when you show up? And this is like really key as to why I tell everybody on my social media that that I'm taking breaks. The reason I take breaks is because whenever you're around others, no matter who they are, you become a specific identity, especially if it's multiple people. Can you imagine what that's like? Like getting pulled every which way, like getting pulled. So in this direction, you're a friend who, maybe gives encouragement, but in this direction, you're someone who, needs advice when it comes to things in a particular subject that they may be an expert in. Or in this direction, you are someone who, um, like, another person wants to date. Like, just think about all those different things that are, you know, resting upon your mind every time you look at another person or engage with another person. And social media is the perfect example because you're engaging with several people, and in some cases, hundreds. So I want you to think about who you are and how you identify. because the most important you is the one that is going to create your life, the one that has the emotions that dictate how your day is going to go. That's the you that you want to identify with. So when you look in the mirror, I don't want you to think about work. When you look in the mirror, I don't want you to think about all those bills that you have to pay. When you look in the mirror, I don't want you to think about all the family members and what they need from you or what they want from you, and vice versa. I don't want you to see in the mirror a person who needs someone right away as soon as you leave the mirror for whatever it is. I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to see someone that you are content and happy with, that you can just kind of like be still for a little while and appreciate the you that you are. And I want you to celebrate yourself. I want you to know that you are the person who has made your life possible, whatever it is, even if there's a little bit of struggle in your life. But you're the person who have achieved the things that you have achieved so that you can have a roof over your head or a car to drive or even a job to go to or relationships that you do have with each and every person in your life. You accomplished these things. And as always, you guys know I'm going to talk about where you get that energy and that power from. So I think by now we're a little bit beyond that. I think you guys have heard me say more than enough times that we are to give thanks. Good morning, Uno. Thank you. Likewise, both of you guys, you and Elaine. But like you guys know that we always give thanks. You've heard me say over and over again when I wake up, I give thanks, I give praise. It's like I sing praises to the one who has granted me my life, right? But in this video, what I want to talk about is, oh, there goes the, in this video, what I want to talk about is acknowledging yourself after that. A lot of us forget to do that. Like, step outside of yourself for a second. And I want you to look in at your life. Do you remember that movie, It's a Wonderful Life? Do you remember how Clarence the angel allowed, oh, I forget his name, to have a look at his life? Remember that? And when he looked at his life and he saw all the things, I want you to step outside and I want you to look at everything that you are. I want you to look at all the good, all the positive things. This is not a time to be down on yourself. We've got enough of that in this world. We got enough of that. I can't wait to do the healing workshops because we're going to talk about more than just, healing ourselves. We're going to talk about how we maneuver through this world that we live in. But anyway, I want you to look at the positive things that you've accomplished. You did that. Give yourself a pat on the back. Even acknowledge yourself for acknowledging your higher source and being someone who is wise enough to give credit where credit is due. So that's huge too, Man, be proud of yourself. Like, that is nothing minor. That's very major. That's so major. For years, I used to tell people in my church or whatever you want to call it, in my kingdom hall, I used to tell people, there are so many people who aren't really acknowledging like a God or a higher source or whatever. There are so many people out there who kind of live life aimlessly. Be proud of the fact that you acknowledge something that grants you to have all of the good that you experience. And that is not to say that every human being on this earth does not have that privilege. They all do. But are they acknowledging it? When they don't acknowledge it, they do themselves a disservice. I want you to acknowledge all of the good. Think about that when you look in the mirror. Think about that. So don't see your roles. Get to the core of who you are individually before you decide who you're going to be around, this person or that person or this employee. You're so sweet. Yeah, oh no, I know, right? When it's not reciprocated, because we get so much from our creator. We get so much from our creator. And imagine how many humans don't reciprocate. Imagine how many humans are on the face of the earth who do not reciprocate what they receive from the creator. They wake up every morning. The sun rises upon them every morning. The sun sets for them to get rest and to sleep through the night where their body has the optimum time to heal. Every night this happens. They have provisions from the earth every day. They have the provisions of food and water from the earth every day. No matter how they go about receiving or partaking of these provisions, they have these provisions every day. And not everybody reciprocates or give thanks in return or even acknowledges it. But when we reciprocate and we do give thanks and we do show appreciation, and even more, when we pass it on and pay it forward, that's what an enriched life truly is. That is abundance, you know? So many people are searching for abundance, abundance. And, there's a lot in the spaces that I've been in the past couple of years. It's about manifesting abundance and manifesting riches and manifesting a life that you want that is very comfortable and for some luxurious and all those things. And there's nothing wrong with those things. I like those things. But it also causes us to forget what we do have already. And when we miss the point, we overshoot. And so then we can kind of like mess up our journey or the things that we're seeking to achieve because we have taken for granted all of the abundance around us. We have so much abundance. As humans living on this earth, we have so much abundance. So rich. Thanks, Uno. And I just want us to really take some time, think about those things. The best time is definitely in the mornings. First thing in the morning when you wake up, be thankful. Give thanks. Be grateful. When you do, you start to notice that more things for you to be thankful and grateful about start to surround you and start to enter into your space. And the main reason I decided, I'm like, you know what? I want to do a video on identity because on my other channel, I received a comment yesterday talking about some of the difficulties that a gentleman had in the way he was raised and how it affected his life all the way down to this very day. And I just want to say to those who you know, to him especially, and to those who came from that channel and subscribed to this channel, I want you guys to look in the mirror and identify with a new person. I remember I was talking to someone that I met about 3 years ago, and they told me to stop identifying as a woman who was having problems in her marriage and who was separated and on her way to divorce. And I like, stop identifying as that. And I like that kind of like woke me up. I had never it's true, like sometimes when you harp on those things, you stay stuck. You stay stuck and you can't get out. So sometimes we have to rewrite or redefine our stories, you know? We need to like reinvent who we are and what we want to become. Reinvent that. And it's not that hard, because actually you're really not going to be reinventing anything. You're actually going to be, what ends up happening is your inner soul tells you or reminds you of who you are. And that happened with me. I mentioned it in a few of my videos. I had a dream where I was reminded to be 22 again. And like, that's a very special number for me. But my dream was like, be 22 again. Do you know what happened when I was 22? For one, who wouldn't want to be age 22 again? You know, that's usually when you're in your prime, in terms of like how you look and how you feel health-wise. So, but that was the age when I had gotten married. And so my maiden name is Young. And I had been receiving all of these like intuitive messages about, you know, growing young again, feeling young, being young, being July young at age 22. So just remembering who that person was, when I was able to recall all of the feelings of empowerment that I had at that age, wow, it blew me away, you guys. It blew me away. So I'm doing this video because I would love for you to identify with who you are beneath all of the things that you have piled on over the years. And not to say that they're necessarily bad things, but sometimes we do get lost in the roles that we play when we are going through our day-to-day lives, and our roles when we are around others. So that's what I want you guys to take a look at that. And those are some of the things that I'm going to speak about too in the healing workshops. So if you're new to my channel, the ones who newly subscribed and those who may be seeing this for the first time, please subscribe. But I'm going to be having these healing workshops that start on January 3rd on Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Everybody is invited. And I think I posted a video with the details. I believe I did. So, and if I didn't, I'll be posting more. YouTube is probably the only method of social media that I'm going to be using up until that time. Everything else I'm just gonna like pull away from for, you know, for a little time, so that I can make sure that I am completely free of anything extra when it comes time to do those healing workshops. I want my own energy to be enriched, and potent for the people that I am serving. So that's what I look forward to. And I hope you do too. And I hope I see you guys there. Um, but yeah, do yourselves a favor and really pay attention to who you are in the mirror, aside from all else. Dig deep and remember who you are. Remember your true identity. You, it's a guarantee. Sorry, it's a guarantee that you're going to be happy with your true identity because it's how you were created. And each and every one of us were created to have a happy and fulfilling life. It's much different than what most of us think, that we came here to struggle and that every day we're trying to survive. No, every day we're meant to thrive. We are not waiting on heaven, we are not waiting on paradise. We are meant to thrive in those things now. Okay, no problem, Uno. You're so sweet. Thank you. I just love how you make me feel. Thank you so much. Peace and love to you too, Uno. Sending love. Mwah, mwah. Have a beautiful day at work. Yeah, so you're meant to thrive, and I want you guys to thrive. And we all get glimpses of that. And I can't wait to talk more about all of that in the healing workshops. Like, we get glimpses of it. When we get glimpses of it, it feels like bliss. And we just want to, like, bathe in it. We want to stay in it. We sense it. Oh, um, tell me his. Hold on one second, guys. That's so funny. If you misspell just one little letter, it's a completely different message. So, yeah, like when you get around it, when you get glimpses of it, it makes you really want to stay in it. But the way our lives are set up, the world that we live in, hi Zen Master. Thank you. I think I put a video on here. Oh, and also you can go to Facebook. No, it's okay. You can go to Facebook. I am 7 stars on Facebook. You'll see like the little name in the corner on my screen. It shows that's my Facebook name. I would love to have you there. So and it's Thursdays or Tuesdays starting January 3rd. And it will be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So, oh my gosh, the more the merrier. I cannot wait to have you guys there. When we're around each other's energies and the energies allow us, okay, you're welcome. The energies allow us to thrive. We try to take that and expand it in our daily lives, in our day to day. We want to expand that. However, we have things that, say, like for instance, our phones, right? What do we do when we're in our phones? I know for me, if I am checking emails about due dates and different things that are coming up and bills and all that kind of stuff, if I don't completely have like all my budget together and everything in order, I get discouraged. And then it's no longer, you know, that happy place, that happy, energetic, blissful space. Sometimes when I scroll through the news feeds on my social media, it can be quite depressing. I usually comment, um, prayers of encouragement for those who are experiencing losses. I'll say happy birthday to those who have birthdays. But then, like, if there are other things that people are, you know, posting a lot of negativity about, I try not to like involve myself in that because it brings my spirit down and it takes me away from that identity that I continue to see myself as. So, what else? News that may come across your phone if you have like alerts. I don't know, from Apple or whoever, right? Sometimes you get alerts in the news. You have to say you're not interested in certain things, and so that you don't get, because a lot of it is not really real news anyway. A lot of it is stuff that's just made to make you feel a certain way and is not necessarily going to affect you directly. We do know about the things that will affect us directly because they usually, there some of those things could be considered as unavoidable, but it's all in how you look at it. So I don't know. But all those things are things that help me to stay in the frequency of the energy that I prefer. So, um, in those workshops, we're going to be talking. Oh, for those who are interested in the workshops, please, 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 please look up the book. You are the placebo. And if you are a person who does frequent YouTube, look up Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's the writer, the author of that book. So let's see. Oops. Oh, shoot. I don't know what I did, y'all. Oh, let's see. Here we go. I don't need to see. Okay. That I had like exited full screen. So, Dr. Joe Dispenza, you are the placebo. I want you guys to look up that book, please, or look him up on YouTube. And if you could read that book before we get together for these healing workshops, perfect. The other thing is, please look up Billy Carson DNA. You can look that up on YouTube. And those two things I would love for people to have as like a, oh, good, yes, good, Zen Master. Oh, that book, oh my gosh, that book is a life changer. And so it came at the right time for me because as you know, as all of you know, with most things, you resonate with stuff that you typically already have had like dealings with in your life, or thoughts and ideas that were already a part of the fabric of who you are. So that book spoke to me on so many levels because of the way my mind works. And most of us who are like that, where we kind of are our own placebo, sometimes we, on the opposite extreme, tend to be hypochondriacs. I went through a time period like that in my life, especially as a young person. Or like when Google first started, getting popular back in the 90s or whatever. I don't remember. But, um, you would look up things, and every time you look up something, an illness or something, you'd be like, oh, I have that symptom. I have that symptom too. So anyway, but please look that up because that is the basis of my teaching as well. Very similar to Dr. Joe. Very similar to Dr. Joe. It's how I've been going through life with anything, not just health. We can create placebos for any situation. So, yeah. But I look forward to all that, you guys. I'm not going to stay on here. It's 30 minutes. Um, I want to let you guys get on with your Wednesday. And I look forward to seeing you. It looks like my new habit is, oh, good. Yes, yes. You're going to be interested in some of the things he has to say. He gets pretty, his subjects are pretty to some people like pretty out there. But really that one on DNA along with you are the placebo, that's going to be the basis of, my teachings because knowing the gifts that we have as humans, knowing that we don't necessarily have to identify with what we think is in our DNA, it changes the game. So, all right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I love you guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you, I guess, on Sundays and Wednesdays. So see you soon. And I'll put more information out about the workshops. You guys take care. Have a lovely day.